Hello, everyone. I'm here doing a book review on this book called A Lesson Learned um, Wisdom Granted by the Divine by Janae Newell. Um, so, this is a book about, this is a real book, story about the author. She was in a cult called Carbonation, or actually had a couple of different names. But probably best known as Carbonation. Also, it's like Melanation. They changed it to Imagination. There was also another one, I forgot what it was. But anyway, um, she got involved in the cult. Like I said, the name, if you haven't heard it, they've had a big online presence. They pretty much like filmed a lot of stuff online and put it out there, like a reality show. Pretty much everything out there. There's a now a documentary about the cult on Hulu and Disney Plus. I haven't seen it yet. Don't have it right now. The streaming service is on either of them. But so if you see it, let me know how it is. Um, so, and I guess that's probably. I'll be honest, because there's so much out there. I'm not sure how much I should say or not say. I don't like spoil the book or anything like that. Although it might not quite be like that way. Like I said, since I'm out there, it's probably more than just one of those weird things. Also, I found out that there's I guess I think this is the first edition that when I looked at it on Amazon, they have the second edition now and a different page count. So I don't know what changes were made. Also, so I might say something that might no longer be in the book, or fixed, or just that might be in the book that's in the new edition that's not in this one. You know. But like I say, I did enjoy the book. I'll say that it flowed easily. I guess I go with the. I just said I enjoyed it. I like the quality also. I don't know if this is like Amazon's print on demand service Kindle. Kind of curious because I was thinking about making a book. So maybe somebody knows. Maybe Janae comes in, sees, make it, leave in a comment. This is part of Kindle's Amazon's KDP printing on demand service. So I guess one negative thing I would say, they have a few like spelling mistakes, errors. At least this version. There's another version, so hopefully maybe it got fixed. Although this one was kind of funny because she actually called a swap team, and the cult leader had a big thing about swap meets once. So I kind of thought it funny that maybe the swap meet has like a law enforcement team, and he violated it that way. So, okay, so I thought it was funny. But anyway, as I was saying, the book was about a cult. She's an interesting person in the cult because she's kind of, in some ways, brought it down in a way. I had to kind of look at it because the cult leader really brought himself down. But I'm not sure I can say this on YouTube since they're kind of strict. She was the I guess I should give a backstory. Let me back up a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me say this. So it's, not everyone knows this code. Like I said, even though they're all I have a documentary, I'm probably a good chance I'm the first time you heard about this. And so this code that she joined, Carbonation, Melanation, is I guess they were like they changed their philosophy from. I don't remember what they started off as. They were kind of it was like a black cult. They were targeting young black people. The leader's a guy named Eligio Bishop, who goes by Nature Boy, and he was doing this thing about going back at that black people should go into nature, mostly at the equator. If I remember correctly, I think they said you get superpowers, at the time, but that was quickly dropped. But anyway, so the movie was to go to nation. You should live in nature. Eat fruits, and they were going to different places in like South America. Um, Even though they're talking about living in nature, they mostly just live in like Airbnbs and stuff like that. At least for a while, and then stuff happened, so they ended up going to South America. They went to Hawaii, so that's not really South America, but warm areas. Um, they were like, America's like Babylon bad, stuff like that. So the idea was to build their own nation kind of thing, ish, which they never really did. But but that was like the original start, and I think early on he said the black woman was God, and he to teach black women to like fulfill their become goddesses. That changed. At least what he says. After a while, it shifted to him becoming God. They also ended up not being in nature as much. They went to America and got houses, different houses and bounced around. So I said, like, sort of the black woman is God. To him being God. So, that's the basics. It just, more to it because, like I said, it changes around a lot of different things. Like I said, it just started being more targeting African Americans. That's when they would start off named Melanation, it being Carbonation because they got different races interested and changed the name. Slightly changed the view. If you were like, so if you're not black and you want to be joined, he'll say, you are melanin in your mind instead of like melanin, a high amount of melanin in your skin. And since if I have somebody like me who doesn't believe him, I'll be considered part of Babylon or whatnot. Anyway, so that's the basic gist of it. Like I said, they put lots of stuff online, so you can find videos about them online. Just you can find a lot of people talking about them. You can also find the people in a minute. Cool. Here's some things. So, first story, what makes it interesting is, so I'm not sure how much I can say online because of terms, but like, raped your boy, essayed her, raped her, and she pressed charges, and he ended up going, trial and went to jail. And that's what I'm not sure how much, if I should say that, that's just, shocks everything. But I think that's probably was written that I'm sure she knows the people who were following the court case and the court, the quote in general, like, would have known that, and so she was that in mind. So it's not really spoiling it because there's a lot more to it than that. I've seen her stuff online, and I thought about it because I was hoping to get like a better understanding of the mind of somebody else in the code in her story. Since like I said, she was very instrumental of bringing them down, so she pressed charges. You can say she is bringing them right down, but if you follow the court, I don't know if that's a spoil. I don't think Nature Boy pretty much brought himself down because he kind of admitted they cried. But let's see. I think what. So yeah, like I said, I was kind of interested with her mindset and everything, and she kind of gets about it a little bit in the book. The way she wrote it is interesting. Let me see if I can find. What you mentioned? I guess like I said, well, why she joined the code, and it's not really that big of a surprise. I guess you follow the cult, she kind of had a crush or just sprung one of the members named Solar, but it's a little bit more than that. Although she was sprung, and I guess she followed the teachings. Like I said, they're online, so she found them online, and that's what she got interested. So there's a guy named Solar, and I think that's something that we can all relate to. We might have, I don't know all, but done something, joined something, did something somebody you had a crush on. It might not have been the best decision. So let's see. What I found interesting about this book is that it's actually kind of, like I said, it is about her being in the cult a little bit, but it's also a self-help book in a way. It became like she uses what she learned in the experiences of the cult and then getting out of the cult and kind of applied it a little bit bigger, how it can be applied to every other things. So that's an interesting way to do it. Part of me, that first when I saw it, I was like kind of surprised because it's like that long she got the cult, but it's like a self-help book, but it's like it doesn't make sense. I mean, like, in a way, she was it's all fresh and it's all fresh and it was like what's the other word? But of course, it'll be interesting to see if she writes a book later on, reflect years later. I would say, I guess in a way, what was like an issue I had was not only does she like stuff, but the way she wrote things about like she break down like what is a narcissist and like because she starts off talking about terms like narcissism, empathy, which is important because she kind of applied that to like a narcissist to being the leader, the leader role. But she put up definitions. I think one problem I found, she didn't like source her information. So she say this is the definition of this and that, or paper, sources, So they say this or that, but she never sources that. Isn't that would have been nice? She got her information from. Now let's see. What I had some things. Like I said, I don't want to spoil things, but like I said, she had a crush on a guy, and then one thing that stuck out to me, and it went deeper. She because it was part where I guess I should say this. She wrote it an interesting way. Like she didn't do it chronological order. She did kind of in how do you say similar events, like her joining and like her leaving, joining again. Were like pretty much all in one chapter. But one of the parts she mentioned, what was it now? She was brought back in because the leader said that the person that she had a crush on, they could go back, they could have a relationship. Because, well, I don't want to spoil, but one of the things this code did was put people together, took them apart, and like I said, the leader calls him a guy. After a while, he kind of took most or all the women had with himself. But when she said she can come back because he had dreamed that the leader had a dream that she was with him with Solar, the guy she had a crush on. She was like, now he believes me. I thought it was about time someone did, and the fact that she said that she was happy that he believes her about him being Solar, but the fact that now that somebody did shows I thought it was like a bigger wanting, like not having feel like people in general didn't do her and stuff like that. Like I said, I was looking for a deeper reason why she was doing the quote, and that stuck out to me. And I think she said it a couple of times. Love and yeah. But anyway, as I said, like she broke it. I found something interesting that I'm gonna give stuff away, so I don't know if I should throw it in. How stuff will go in cycles. Like she did talk about stuff before she joined the cult. Kind of like there was early on she was talking about like she was in a toxic relationship, and reading it, I couldn't tell. I was like, wait, was she foreshadowing like going to relationship? I don't say relationship with the cult leader, and then also kind of would have been some of it also sound like uh, how well. I don't know if it's a cult. She does end up going back with Solar, getting together. So it was Solar, the relationship, but it was like a different person. I was like, oh, that's interesting how that kind of repeated itself. I thought in different portions, different relationship she would later have, even if it was the person that she was with, like before she joined the group. And as I said, she was essayed by the co-leader. And the chapter she was on that, she also talked about that happening to her before. It was someone that she also felt was close to because, co-leader she did feel close to. But I thought it was an interesting book. How she talks about how the co-leader was manipulating not just her, but like the other members, especially the women. And how they get to play them against each other. I was talking about interesting, like I said, she had a crush on Soul. I thought it interesting how she wrote the book early on when she was talking about being a coach. She was very like, when she was talking about, talking about Soul, she was like, the love of my life and all this, the one I'm supposed to be with. Then there was like someone later, they were in a relationship and it kind of fizzled out in that the starry-eyed, lovey-eyed, dovey language she had around them kind of changed a little bit, and that was interesting. That was a good writing, I think, a little bit, because it was like the feel of how she was then versus a little later then. Probably maybe now, I don't know how her feeling about them now or anything, but it changed over time, and it kind of changed, was reflected in the writing. That was a nice touch. What else did I have to say? Let's see. So, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I know it was the market part, but it was. But yeah, I guess that's it. I found it interesting. I had bought this book a couple years ago when it came out. I think I'm assuming the date on here it's made in the U.S. May 7th, 2024. I put it down because I bought it, but I had other stuff I was reading and doing that, so I put it to the side. I started reading it. I enjoyed it. Put it down because I was going to I thought I was when I had to do jury duty. So I was like, I'll go save this for jury duty. That didn't happen. And then life happened. I didn't really pick up the book again early this year. I was like, oh, let me finish the book. So I finished the book. I take it back. I put it back and then just happened to see on Facebook, for some reason, Facebook started promoting people's pages and stuff like that. And it was her page doing cosplay. I was like, oh yeah, I remember I put the book up because I didn't read after jury duty. They didn't end up not serving, so I put the book. Let me finish reading the book. And I thought, I should redo a review, but it's been a while since I read half the book one time, so let me reread the beginning half, and I ended up rereading the entire book. It wasn't like this too bad. So I thought it was kind of interesting how she just popped up, and so I was like, oh, let me probably read up, and so I was like, let me do this. And I had the book pretty much done. I had like a few pages, and I saw the ad for the docuseries. So I was like, let me finish it and make a video. Because when I started reading the book, I was like, it might be nice to talk about a little bit. So I thought it was interesting. I guess it was meant to be. Like someone said, you need to do the video on this book. Yeah, so like I said, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. Can't say it brought up a bunch of new stuff, but I guess this wasn't really the type of book if you were looking for new tea on it. Like I said, everything's been online, so there's not really much new tea that you could give, I don't think. What you will get is, like I was expecting, her perspective, her inner monologue a little bit, her thoughts about everything. And making a self-help book, was an interesting choice, but not in a bad way. Um, there are stuff we can read about. Yeah, I can see, like, most people probably won't go into a Coco, but there are similar things. You just, like, how you might be something that you know is not good, how to get, trust yourself. Like, in his books, you mentioned a couple of times that she joined, but she had in her voice to say leave, not she shouldn't be in there, but she didn't listen. Uh, you know. So yeah, uh, I'll post a link if you want to buy the book. Uh, it's not a bad read. It's on Amazon. Um, hope you enjoyed the review. Let me know what you think. If you follow Carbonation, you know that, or I don't know if you read the book or not. If you've heard of them, and like, I think I saw a video. This is actually the author that's a picture of herself, and there's her in the back. Hope you enjoy. Have a good day, evening. And I was gonna make a joke because I think since the title is lesson learned, don't drink coats, but it was actually a lot more than that. So, but also don't drink coats. Although the problem is you might not realize you're in a coat until it's too late. But hey, have a good day. Bye.